Championship final. 5 seconds left. Kaito crouches, the ball a whisper in his palm. Ren glares across the wood. Every taunt a promise of failure. One move is all that separates him from a lifetime of silence. The crossover no one hears. Kaito shifts. No squeak. Ren's body locks, feet nailed to the floor, shock carving his face into a mask. The ball arcs high, dropping through the net as the buzzer screams. A deafening arena holds its breath, then erupts 6 months earlier. A middle school hallway. Ren's laughter rings out as he shoves a smaller Kaito into the lockers.
You're still that same nobody from back then. No amount of practice will change that.
That night, Kaito found an empty court. Under a single flickering light, he began to move without a sound.
If they can't hear me, maybe they can't touch me.
Senior year arrived, and stuck to a bulletin board. A flyer for basketball tryouts caught Kaito's eye.
Maybe on the court, I can finally be heard.
But before tryouts, there was the daily gauntlet. In the hallway, hands slammed Kaito against the lockers. A sneering voice followed him. Think you can play ball? You'll just embarrass yourself, freak. He locked himself in a bathroom stall, choking back the tears he'd learned to hide. That night, he dribbled in silence until his hands bled. The rhythm his only prayer. He taped the flyer above his desk. A line on the paper that felt like a dare.
He traced the tryout date with his finger. This is my chance to stop being invisible.
The morning of tryouts, he clutched his worn-out shoes and stepped toward the gym in the crowd of hopefuls. He was just another body, but his heart pounded with a secret.
He took a deep breath, remembering the silent court, the peace he found there.
And then he stepped onto the court, ready to turn years of silence into a single note. Coach Takeda scanned the line with a frown. Kaito was last, all bone and trembling nerve.
You are built like a gust could snap you. But if you've got lungs, you can run. Show me.
He assigned a simple one-on-one. Kaito faced a taller forward, the ball a blur in his bony hands. Then everything changed. Kaito's body dropped, the ball ghosting left. No squeak, the defender's feet locked in place, frozen mid-stride. A gasp rippled through the gym. Coach Takeda's eyes narrowed, pen frozen mid-note over his clipboard.
Whoa, did you see that, coach? That was sick.
All right, kid. You've got something. Don't let it go to waste.
When the list went up, the name Kaito sat next to number 7. He just stared, certain it was a mistake.
I am Sho. We're gonna make a great team.
Then his eyes flicked to the tournament bracket. Kitano High, seated number 1. Captain Ren, the name clawed at his throat. At the first practice, senior players marked Kaito as prey. An elbow cracked his ribs during a routine drill. A cold voice rasped near his ear. Watch yourself, Ghost, or you'll be flat on your back.
All right, 5 on 5. Show me what you've got.
Kaito ended up with the ball, isolated against the towering center. Everyone expected a quick turnover.
Now, let the silence do the talking.
The ball vanished sideways. No squeak. 2 defenders froze, feet nailed to the hardwood. He slipped past them. He laid it in off the glass. The gymnasium held its breath, then erupted in whispers.
That was unreal. You froze them like ice.
Later, a notification buzzed. Ren had posted the clip with a caption. Boo. The ghost boy thinks he can play. And the silent war became a public spectacle that no one could ignore. In the practices that followed, the teams splintered. Some demanded the ghost move. Others whispered it was a circus trick.
A parlor trick won't win tournaments. Until your fundamentals match that flash, you are a liability.
Kaito nodded, but doubt coiled in his chest. Every dribble felt like a scream now. During a scrimmage, a teammate barked, "Do the silent thing." Kaito froze. A defender swiped the ball clean. Then the gym door creaked. Ren leaned against the frame, slow clapping, a smirk carved into his jaw.
Look at you. Same flinch, same rabbit heart. Pathetic. You'll always be that kid on the floor.
He's still inside my head. After all these years, still under my skin.
The scrimmage collapsed. Passes sailed wide. Shots bricked. Kaito's squad lost by 12.
Don't let him win, Kaito. You are better than that jerk's words. We need you.
But Kaito only stared at the hardwood. The old silence creeping back, thicker, colder than before. That night, the memory clawed its way back. 2 years ago, behind the gyms, Ren's gang was waiting. They dragged him behind the dumpsters. Ren's sneer was the last thing Kaito saw before the fists landed.
Stay down. Nobody, not even the janitor, will hear you.
Kaito woke to cold asphalt and a ringing silence. He learned to walk without a sound, to become invisible. Every step home was a ghost's. No scrapes, no scuffs. Silence became his armor. Months later, on a cracked court, under a buzzing lamp, he discovered the silent crossover, the weapon born from fear. Now, in his room, the old sneakers stared back at him, worn down like the boy who wore them.
I'm still that scared kid, hiding in the dark.
But the silence wasn't just a wound. It was a weapon that no one else could understand. The next practice would decide if the boy could finally bury the ghost or become him.
Kaito, get in there. Now's your shot.
Kaito rose, legs heavy, the gym a blur of noise. But the ball felt silent in his grip. He caught the pass at the wing. The defender lunged. Kaito dropped his shoulder. No squeak. The defender's feet locked. He glided to the rim and laid it in. The crowd erupted. Next possession, the same ghost move. Another pair of feet frozen mid-stride. Another silent basket. The gym shook. Every phone was raised. The silent crossover was no longer a rumor. It was a phenomenon. After the final buzzer, Kaito checked his phone. The video already had 100,000 views. A comment from Ren. Cute trick. Let's see it against us. The silent war just got louder, and Ren was already planning his next move. Kaito's phone buzzed with an unknown number. He already knew who it was.
I'll make sure everyone knows the real you. The one who cried on the floor.
He's digging into the wound. The old scars still ache.
By morning, the school whispered that the silent crossover was a fluke, a trick destined to fail. A group chat lit up. He's just a one-trick pony. Real defenders will crush him.
Ignore them. You've worked too hard to let their noise get in your head.
What if they're right? What if the silence cracks under real pressure?
You are a ghost on the court, but a zombie off it. Fix your head, or you are on the bench.
Benched. I won't let them take this from me. Not after coming this far.
The tournament loomed 2 weeks away, and Kaito had never felt more alone. Sho found Kaito in the locker room. Phone extended. An anonymous post lit the screen. Old photos, old wounds.
They posted everything, Kaito. The crying, the beatdowns. Everyone's seen it.
Kaito stared at the image, his younger self curled on the floor, a familiar sneer above him. A senior player's voice cut through the murmurs. We can't have a coward on the court.
My office. Now. Explain this. My players don't hide secrets that tear the team apart.
That was me. But I'm not that kid anymore. The court is the only place I've ever been anything else.
Prove it. The tournament starts in 2 weeks. Show me you're worth the risk.
That night, Kaito sat in his room, the old sneakers at his feet. The silence was louder than ever, but something hard had started to form behind his eyes. A resolve that didn't need a sound. For 2 weeks, Kaito owned the court. Before dawn, he drilled the crossover until his body screamed.
You are not alone in this, Kaito. Let's run it again.
Sho mimicked the taunts, jabbing at every weakness. Kaito's answer was a ghost's whisper. The ball never made a sound.
I hear the voices, but they're just noise. The silence is louder.
He meditated in the empty gym, blocking out the imagined roar until it became a distant hum. On the last day before the tournament, a local reporter asked about the leaked photos.
I was weak. I found silence. Now I use it. That's my strength.
The interview aired that evening. A million screens carried his quiet defiance. Ren scoffed at the screen, but his eyes narrowed, a flicker of something colder than contempt. The silent war had a new face, and the championship would be its battleground. The regional opener buzzed to life. Kaito spun through defenders with clean footwork, no phantom moves needed.
20 points, and not a single trick. Now you are playing real basketball.
I'll save the silence for when it matters. Right now, I need no gimmicks.
The underdog squad won by 15. Ren's team crushed their opponent by 30, both schools advancing. The bracket on the wall traced a straight line. A win in the semis meant a collision with Kitano. With Ren, Kaito landed after a hard plant. A sharp twinge shot up his ankle. He masked it with a clap.
You okay? You've been landing funny all quarter.
Just a cramp. I am fine.
Alone in the locker room later, he wrapped his ankle tight. The tape bit, but he needed the silence to hold. The semifinal would test more than his skill. The real battle hadn't even started. The quarterfinal was a brawl. Elbows flew, and every box out aimed at Kaito's wrapped ankle.
They know the crossover needs a base. If I fall, the silence ends.
The double came. He dropped low. Two defenders lunged, then locked like statues. He slipped a pass through paralyzed hands. Sho scored, but Kaito came down wrong. He limped off the court, jaw tight. The trainer's face was grim. The trainer warned, if you play on this, it could get worse. Rest was the only cure. Kaito looked at the tournament board. 2 days until the semis. A straight line to Ren.
Coach, I'll play. I didn't come this far to watch from the bench.
You could ruin your ankle for life. Is revenge worth that?
He didn't answer. He just laced his shoes and stood. The semifinal tipped off, and Kaito's ankle betrayed every step. He hobbled through cuts, his jumper falling short.
They can smell the blood. I am dragging the team down.
By halftime, the deficit was 15. The locker room felt like a tomb.
You can't even jump, man. We'll finish this for you. Sit this one out.
Think about your future. This isn't worth your leg. There's more than one game.
This is my future. The court is the only place I've ever been anything. I am finishing this.
He looked down at his worn sneakers, the silent night court flickering behind his eyes.
Every silent step led me here. I won't let it end on a bench.
He stood, a new fire in his eyes, and limped back toward the roar. The second half would decide if the ghost could rise. The second half ignited. Kaito waved off the pain and demanded the rock. He dropped his shoulder. The big man lunged, then froze, feet cemented. Kaito ghosted past for an easy 2. On the next trip, another statue. Another silent finish. The crowd's roar became a single deafening wave.
That's it, Kaito. They can't touch you. Keep pushing.
With 40 seconds left, down by 2, Kaito gathered every ounce of silence. He drove baseline, ankle twisting. As he fell, he flicked a no-look pass to Sho cutting to the rim. The dunk hammered through as time expired. Bedlam. But Kaito lay on the hardwood, clutching his ankle, a silent scream frozen on his face. The trainer rushed to him. The team's celebration curdled into a terrified hush. They had won. They were going to the championship, but Kaito couldn't stand. The days blurred in the training room. Ice, tape, and painkillers were the only green light for the final. Across town, Ren leaned into a forest of microphones, a predator's grin spreading.
Kaito's silent crossover is a crutch. He'll break before halftime, mentally and physically.
The broadcast echoed in the training room. Kaito watched, face a mask of stone. He pulled on his headphones, drowning the noise until only a low hum remained.
You've already proven you belong. Don't let his voice become yours.
It's not about him anymore. It's about who I am when the silence answers.
That evening, he climbed to the school rooftop. The city stretched below, distant and indifferent. Then he limped to the only place that ever felt like home, the empty street court. He stood there, just breathing, until the silence became a voice he could trust. The tunnel buzzed with pre-game electricity. Kaito limped forward, tape gripping his ankle like a promise.
Tonight, I'll show everyone the real Kaito, the weak little boy who cried on the floor.
I've listened to you for years. Now, it's my turn to speak.
What could a ghost like you possibly say?
Let's see who freezes first.
Ren's jaw tightened. For a heartbeat, the predator was the one frozen. Kaito walked past him. The arena swallowed them whole. Deafening cheers, a sea of banners. The championship floor gleaming, Kaito's team huddled, hands in. Across the court, Ren's squad did the same. Kaito knelt to touch the hardwood. The silence inside him, louder than the roar. The referee's whistle pierced the air. The ball rose. The war for the ghost's soul began. The first half was a clinic in cruelty. Ren attacked Kaito on every possession, targeting his wrapped ankle.
Is this all you got, Ghost? You are slower than you were in middle school.
Kaito tried a simple crossover, but his ankle buckled. Ren swiped the ball and raced away for a dunk. The halftime buzzer bled through the noise. The scoreboard glared, 52-32. 20 points of silence.
Defense starts with heart, but our heart is limping. Kaito, you are not moving. What's the call?
He's right. Without the crossover, we're done. But will it even work on him?
Kaito, you've already beaten him once, in the tunnel. Do it again on the court.
Kaito didn't answer. He unwrapped the soggy tape, then wound it tighter, each pull a prayer.
One more time.
He stood, the silence in his chest now a roar. The second half would be his answer. The second half ignited. Kaito caught the ball at the top of the key, eyes burning. He dropped into the crossover. No squeak, just a ghost's whisper. The defender froze, feet cemented.
Stop him. He's just one trick.
But the trick was a symphony. The next double team collapsed, legs locking as Kaito slipped a pass to show for a corner three. The gym shook. Silent crossover signs waved above a sea of noise. The 20-point lead had evaporated. The scoreboard glared. 68-65. After every play, Kaito limped back on his wrecked ankle. He never made a sound.
Just a little more. Let the silence carry me.
With 4 minutes left, and the crowd in a frenzy, the impossible felt close enough to touch. For the first time, Ren's face twisted with something new. Fear. With 7 seconds left, down by 1, Kaito waved off the play. The ball found his hands like a promise.
You are mine, Ghost. This ends with you on the floor.
The floor is where I learned to stand. Watch.
He dribbled once. The gym drew a collective breath. Then silence swallowed the world. Kaito's body swayed. No squeak. Ren's feet locked, his muscles betraying him. Shock carved his face. Kaito glided past him, the rim a lone star. He rose and released as time expired. The ball dropped through the net like a tear. Swish. Red lights screamed. The buzzer bled through the rafters. For one eternal heartbeat, the arena was a vacuum. Then the crowd erupted in a roar that shook the walls. Kaito collapsed to his knees. The silent boy who had frozen the world and rewritten his name. Teammates mobbed Kaito, lifting him high, but he waved them off. His eyes searching across the court. Ren was still frozen, kneeling in the exact spot Kaito had left him, staring at the floor. Kaito limped toward him, each step a hammer on his ankle. The arena fell silent, waiting.
You were right about one thing. I did freeze.
Ren looked up, eyes glossy, a storm of pride and disbelief warring on his face. A long, heavy pause. Then Ren's hand rose, weak but unresisting, and clasped Kaito's. Coach Takeda watched from the sideline. Arms crossed, a rare smile carving through his stern mask. No words passed between them. The silence that had been a cage was now a bridge. Sho and the team lifted Kaito once more, chanting his name. The ghost had become a legend, and for the first time, the silent boy heard the world answer back. The trophy ceremony bathed the court in gold. Kaito held the MVP award, eyes fixed on the rising banner. He spotted his worn sneakers in the bench bag, the ones that walked every silent night. In his mind, a silent montage played. The bullying, the night court, the first crossover, the final shot.
Every step of pain, it all led here.
Sho crashed into him, crying. Coach Takeda placed a hand on his head, pride glowing quietly. Kaito looked from the banner to the sneakers, a bridge between past and present.
Thank you, silence.
The celebration noise faded, leaving only the echo of his steps. He stood at center court, the boy who turned his deepest wound into his greatest weapon, and for the first time, the silence in his chest felt like home. Days later, the gym sat empty and dark. Kaito entered alone, his footsteps silent as ever. He knelt at center court and untied his worn sneakers, the ones that had carried his silence through every dark hour. He placed them gently on the hardwood, right where the final shot had fallen. A silent offering, his eyes lifted to the blank scoreboard, a slate wiped clean, waiting for a new story. Then he turned and walked toward the exit, barefoot, the light swallowing his silhouette. A single spotlight found the sneakers, illuminating every scuff, every tear, every mile of silence. They held the ghost of every frozen opponent, every prayer whispered on a midnight court. The gym fell quiet, holding its breath as the boy who had been invisible became legend. And then, only the shoes remained, a vow etched in rubber and leather. Silence isn't weakness. It's the sound of remembering who you are.